Hello again, this is AutoCAD Quick and Easy, and in this series of video tutorials we're going to learn how to make the red and blue chair exercise. This is a really interesting piece of furniture. It's a chair designed by Gary Rietveld, an architect and designer that belonged to the Bauhaus school, and its design is based on planes and lines and basic colors. So I really encourage you to read this little piece of information about the chair because it's really interesting. Apart from this, the AutoCAD exercise, what will it consist on? If we go to the next page, you see the plans of the chair, okay? You see the floor plan, you see the side view and the front view. So what you are going to do is this plan, okay? In this case, you're not going to start from zero. You're going to start with this piece of information. So you already have the chair drawn. Okay, you have the plan, you have the side view, the front view. You have the chair drawn. So what you are going to do in this case is to draw the things that are missing here. You're going to draw the dimension marks you see here. You're going to write the text here, the piece of information you have here, or the letters you find here. You're going to draw this information box here with the name of the plan, the scale, and other informations. And you're also going to organize the information of the drawing. I mean, we're going to create layers to put different kinds of information in different layers, and we're going to learn how to organize a more complex drawing file. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start creating different layers for different kinds of information. With this I mean that, for instance, here we have the chair itself, okay, the drawing of the chair itself. We have the dimension marks, which is another kind of information. It's possible that at some point I want to just disable the dimension marks and I want to see only the chair, or so. We have the text, which is another kind of information, okay, and we have the information box, which is another kind of information. So I propose you to work in 4 different layers apart from the 0 layer, which is the one that you have by default. If you go to the drawing, here you find the tools related to layers. You see layers here. If you go to this deployable menu, here, if you click here, you only can see this 0. 0 is the name of the actual layer. This drawing only have one layer. All the drawings only have 0 layer. It's the by default layer, okay? But you can create more and you can work with more layers, and that's just what we are going to do now. So my proposal is that we create one layer for the drawing of the chair. Let me go back here. One layer for the main lines of the chair, so the contour lines, the projected lines of the chair, okay? One layer for the hidden lines of the chair. We have hidden lines dashed in a dashed line style. One layer for these hidden lines, another layer for the dimension marks, and another layer for texts. Okay, so we'll have, apart from 0 layer, which is the by default layer, 4 more layers: projected lines, hidden lines, dimension marks, and texts. How can we create these layers? Here, in this big button here, you can manage main things about layers. So when you hit on the button, you get this dialog box. So you can move it all across the screen if you want. Or the main thing, these buttons here. With the first one, you can create a new layer, and with the third one, you can delete layers that you have created. These are the most important buttons here. The other ones are not useful for us at this point. So, new layer. Here you have the list of the layers, 0, and now we're going to create a new one, which can be, for instance, projected lines. Projected lines, okay, intro, and you have the line created, the layer created. I can choose different properties of the layer, okay. I'm going to explain these three icons you see here in a moment. You can choose specific color for this layer, so all the objects in this layer will be this color, except you tell them another thing. So for instance, all the objects in this layer can be yellow, don't know. New layer, hidden lines, okay. In this case, I want all the lines to be color 11. Then dimension marks, and I want them to be dark gray. And text, which can be cyan. Of course, the colors I have chosen are just examples. You can choose the colors you prefer, or you can just leave everything in white. But I strongly recommend you to put one color for each layer. So when you have created all the layers and you have decided the colors and everything, just close this dialog box because it's really annoying to have it on screen. Okay. And now, if you go here, you see all the layers. Okay. First of all, how does it work? When you are doing nothing, you have this cross with a square in the center. You are not into a tool, or you have nothing selected. The layer you see here, it's the default layer. It's the layer in which you are going to create a new object. If I make a line now, it will be in 0 layer. If now I change the layer and I go into hidden and I draw a line, I will draw the line in the hidden layer, and I know it because it's this color I choose for the layer. Okay, and if I select projected lines and I make a line, this line will be in projected lines layer. Okay, let's go back to 0 layer. How to know in which layer is an object? When you select an object, the layer you see here is the layer of the object. In this case, this rectangle is in 0 layer, but if I select this object, he tells me hidden layer. And if I select this object, now projected lines. Okay. If you select objects from different layers, you just don't see anything here. How can you change the layer of an object? Just select the objects you want to change the layer. You go here and you tell AutoCAD, I want all these objects to go into text layer. Now all the objects selected go to the layer you tell him. Okay, it's that easy. I'm going to erase this because we don't want it. And the first thing I'm going to do is to put all the lines of the chair into projected lines and the hidden lines into hidden lines layer. Okay, so how I'm going to do it? Easy. The first part is it's obvious. You just select everything which is in 0 layer. You go here and you just tell him projected lines, and all the lines has gone to projected lines. But you will tell me, okay, but hidden lines should be in another layer. So how can we do it? Do I have to go line by line, selecting all of them just line by line, or in groups of lines, but I have to go looking to each and every dashed line? No, you don't have to. I'm going to tell you a powerful way of selecting objects that can be helpful in this case and in many others. You can select just everything. Okay, and now if you right click the mouse in this menu, you can find quick select. This is an interesting tool we have. It's a filter for selection. So now I can decide many things of the selection, and it will apply the filters here. For instance, I want to select all the lines that have a dashed line type. So I come here, I tell I want the line type to be equal. I want to select the lines that has this property, and I can select dashed line. When I click OK, only the dashed lines are selected. You see? So now I can change the layer of them and put it into hidden layer. Okay, that's it. And the last thing I want to comment you is that little icons you see here besides the name of the layer. If we deploy the menu, we see that each layer, it has the color chosen and 3 little icons. What are these icons for? The first 2 icons, this kind of bulb and this kind of sun, makes the layer visible or not. We have the turn on or off icon and the freeze or thaw icon. Both icons makes mostly the same. For instance, if I go to hidden lines and I turn the bulb off, you see that all the hidden lines has disappeared from the drawing. If I turn them on, they appear. If I freeze the hidden lines, they also disappear. And if I unfreeze or thaw, they appear again. So apparently both icons do the same. In the practical plane, in the drawings that we are making and in the level that we are, both icons makes exactly the same. They have a slight difference in how AutoCAD manages objects when they are turned off or when they are frozen. But according to what we are going to do, you can choose. I recommend you to use freeze. So if you don't want to see or you don't want to use a layer for a while, you can just turn it off or you can just freeze it, and now you don't have the hidden lines. If you want them to come back, just come here and thaw the layer and you have the hidden lines back. Okay, and the other interesting option is to lock. You can lock or unlock a layer. If you lock a layer, it turns darker, the color turns darker, but now it's unmodifiable. So you see the layer, but you cannot modify it. If I select some lines, which includes lines that are in a blocked layer and lines that are not, and I, for instance, try to erase them, only the lines that are not blocked are erased. Or I want to move. Which objects? I don't know. All these ones. You see that these objects here that are in a blocked layer are not selectable because I cannot move them because they are blocked. So you can have an accurate control on what you see and what not, and what can be modified and what not in your drawing. And this makes your process of drawing new things much easier. So, reached this point, we can give this tutorial for finished, and in the next one I'm going to tell you how to make the dimension marks. See you in the next video of AutoCAD Quick and Easy.